time I close my eyes.
Yes, guys. Good afternoon. Big up to everyone. Hope you're doing well. Sorry that I haven't been live as much as I should have recently. I've been feeling a bit under the weather, to be fair. Not been feeling my absolute best, but I feel better now. Apart from my lights are too bright. Big up to everyone. Don't forget to hit the likes, hit the subscribe, hit the share, all that good stuff right off the bat. 60 people already in the house, and make sure we've got 60 likes straight away. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. Big up to everyone in the chat. Hope everyone is doing well today. Big up to everybody here. Big up my man Sean as well. Make sure you're hitting that like as soon as you come in, guys. Yeah, been a decent week for Liverpool. Obviously beating Brentford. Last minute goals galore. Darwin Núñez doing Darwin Núñez stuff off the bench. And then we go and beat Lille to make it 7 wins out of 7 in the Champions League. And, you know, all things pretty good, man. All things pretty good. I can't argue too much about it at the moment, but I know Liverpool fans are. There's still some moany myrtles out there. You know, it is what it is. Can't please everybody, I suppose. And there's obviously people that are still underrating us as a squad, as a team, which is always going to be the case. It's very annoying. But today I'm talking about Liverpool possibly winning it all. And when I mean winning it all, I don't mean doing the quadruple, because the quadruple is probably impossible to do. So I'm not on about the quadruple. The treble is probably very difficult to do. It's why only a few teams ever have won a treble. I'm on about Champions League and Premier League double. That is what I'm on about at the moment. Champions League and Premier League double. And I'm asking the question, why can't we? Guys, why can't we? Why can't we? You know, the quad is pretty much impossible to do. We've seen Liverpool try to do it before. We've seen Manchester City try and do it before. You know, we've seen teams go and try and not succeed. It takes a massive toll on your team to do that kind of thing. But why can't we win the Champions League and Premier League double? I don't care if we get Real Madrid and Man City in the knockout stages. Don't give a shit. Yeah, we're better than them at the moment. So why can't we? Why can't we? You know, we're going to talk about that Premier League. We're going to start. We'll start with the squad debate. Now, I've already seen people in the comments talking about the squad debate. And for me, I will keep saying it. I've said it in the summer. I'm going to keep saying it now in January. Liverpool right now have the best squad in the Premier League. Right now as it stands. Not yesterday, not last year, not in 2025, 2026 season. I'm talking about right now, January the 22nd, 2025. Liverpool have the best squad in the Premier League. People might not like to hear that. Liverpool fans might not like to hear it, but it's the truth. It's just the truth. And maybe people get distracted by what you mean by best squad and quality and stuff like that. Yeah, Man City have got a lot of quality in their team. There's no doubt about that. So are Liverpool. Big up everyone in chat. So are Liverpool. Liverpool got a lot of quality in their team. We underestimate our squad so much. We really, really do. We really do. It's just, you know, last year you could say that Liverpool maybe didn't have the best squad in the league because we finished third. But this year's different. This year's a different animal. Every year in the league is a different year, is a different league. And squads are different every year. So for right now, not last year, not next year, right now, I believe Liverpool have the best league in the best squad in the league. We even cope better than any other team with injuries. Name me one team that can go months and months and months without the best goalkeeper in the world in their team and not worry and not struggle. Not many. It's not many at all. Yeah, players coming in at our team. We've got a good squad. I just think people like to underestimate our squad because they like to play the underdog game. And I'm not about being an underdog. I never have, never will be. I hate this underdog. I really hate that underdog ball. No, I hate the underdog ball. I think we got PTSD from last year under Jurgen Klopp. You know, we barely run now. Our running is completely different to what it was under Jurgen Klopp. You know, we don't eat up the miles per game like we did under Jurgen Klopp. So the team is fitter and the team is fresher than they were last year. It's just a fact. So that means your best players can play more regularly, which is a good thing. You know, because I always hear about, I keep seeing it online all the time. Oh, why is he playing Gravenberch again? He needs a rest. It's like, does he? Who says? Who says he needs a rest? What, because he's playing games? What's the metrics to them games? What distance of running is he putting through? What's his fitness like? What's his levels like behind the scenes that no one knows? People moaning that Mo Salah played all the game yesterday, and Mo Salah doesn't track back, so he barely runs, so it's fresh as a daisy. Mo Salah's in the team just to score goals and create goals. He's not in it to run around like a headless donkey for 90 minutes. So he never tracks back anymore because Mo don't track back, fresh as a daisy. You know, people have got to stop. People have got to stop going, oh, he's played 30 games this season. And so what? What's the metrics in them 30 games? What's the distance he's covered? How many minutes in them 30 games has he played? metrics to these things. There's so many metrics to these things. We play in different gears, as Sean says in the chat. We can play at a slow tempo and still win games. We can play at a high tempo and win games. Yesterday against Lille, did we even get out of first gear? We barely ran. Like, our players barely put in a shift yesterday, running-wise. It was more of just pass, keep the ball. Yeah? That's what it was yesterday. It was more of a... It was a bit boring, if I can say that. It was a little bit boring because, obviously, Liverpool have already qualified. They know they've already qualified, so just moving a ball about, passing it nicely, nice movement, nice bits of play in the game. I like what I watched yesterday. I know a lot of people did like the game yesterday. I actually enjoyed watching it. One, I already knew we were through. And secondly, I like seeing us playing a different kind of way. You know, there was no need to go and press Lille. We didn't really need to. You know, we're just keeping the ball, passing the ball, moving the ball along, you know, making nice triangles and, you know, switches of play. And I like that sort of thing. You're conserving energy on the ball. That's what it's all about, conserving energy on the ball. Manchester City have been the best in the world at doing that for years now under Pep Guardiola. You know, conserving energy on the ball. Being fitter towards the end of the season. Because this massive myth that Pep Guardiola rotates, like a lot of people think, it's just a massive myth. His best players play every week. It's about conserving your energy. It's about awareness. Big up, Spider. I hope you're doing well, mate. I don't even think we've hit like fourth gear this season. I don't even think we've got to... I don't think we've even played to the best that we possibly can. I think there's gears to go in this Liverpool team, and it's come up to the end of January. And I think that's a good thing, guys. I think this team can go another gear. If they need to run a little bit more, I think they've got enough legs to go and run a little bit more. I think we're the fittest team in the league right now, on a physical standpoint. I literally do. I think we are the fit. I don't know if you guys in the chat agree with this, but I honestly think we are the fittest team in the Premier League right now. You know, we're conserving our energy better. We just got PTSD. We know Jurgen. With Jurgen, Jurgen really needs a massive squad to play the way Jurgen wants to play, because the way Jurgen wants to play is relentless. You've got to get your fitness to such a high level to play Jurgen Klopp football, because it's end to end. You're counter pressing for 90 minutes. You know, counter pressing for 90 minutes must be the most exhausting thing to do as a footballer. So you got to be at the highest end of fitness. Remember when Klopp first came to Liverpool, players were getting injury. You know, in the first couple of years, Jurgen Klopp, we kept getting muscle injuries, because counter pressing and running at that speed for 90 minutes per game every match is exhausting. It's exhausting. You know, it's about conserving your energy, playing with the ball, making the opposition actually do the running. Look at the Brentford game. Now, we could have carried on playing for an hour after that game. We looked fresh, where Brentford players are like, they're breathing out their arse, as someone's just put in the chat. It's about relentless pressure. You know, yeah, 90% of them with Lallana. You know, we've got to... We got to just conserve our energy a little bit more, and I think we'd be absolutely fine. You know, in games here and there, we're not going to be great. There's going to be games like Mad Red said in chat about the Chelsea game. Chelsea had us pinned back. What happened though? We won the game. We find a way. Do you know why we find a way? Because we've got a better squad than most teams, or if not every team in the Premier League. That's why we find ways. Is our squad perfect? No, it's not. Do we need bodies in our team? Of course we do. Every team does. No one's got a perfect squad. It never existed. You know, everyone needs... You still need players. I'm just comparing ourselves to everyone else in the league right now. And for everyone else in the league right now, I believe we got the best squad in the league. I think we got underrated players in our team like Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott. I think Harvey Elliott is massively underrated. Harvey Elliott is hugely underrated. Harvey Elliott is better than that Moreno that Arsenal bought. He's a better footballer. Quite frankly, he's a better footballer. Arsenal chased Moreno all summer from Real Sociedad. They chased him all summer from Real Sociedad. And then we got a player in Harvey Elliott who's a better footballer. He's a better footballer. I think Endo is just as good as him, Mikel Moreno. You know what I'm saying? We got good players in our team, man. We got good players in our team that, you know, I think get a bit underrated. Curtis Jones would start for a lot of Premier League teams. I know people don't like to hear that, but they do. He would. You got Ryan Gravenberch right now. Is probably him and Genesio are probably the two best defensive midfielders in the league. I think we can all agree with that. You got Alexis McAllister, who's arguably as good as any number 8 in the Premier League. I think we can all agree with that. Got Szoboszlai as a pure athlete, you know, and I know he's a bit Marmite as a player. Szoboszlai, I get it, but again, he's a great asset to us, and he does what Slot wants him to do. Then you got people like Harvey Elliott and Curtis Jones on the bench to bring off the bench and change games of football, which they can. And they've hardly been used, especially Harvey Elliott, especially Endo. These players have hardly been used. They're going to be fresh. People like Endo and Harvey Elliott are going to be very, very important to our Premier League season because they're going to be fresh. They've hardly been used. And I think Slot's done it on purpose. I think we underestimate what Slot's been doing. I didn't think Slot rated Elliott. I will admit it right now. I've said it on my channel many times. I think I'm wrong there, personally. I think I'm absolutely wrong. I think he does rate him. I think he rates him highly. He's waiting to use him in the right times. And I think he now knows that he can use Harvey Elliott. And he's got fresh legs about him. And he's got something else about him that, you know, he's more creative. You know, look at that little pass. Right. I tell you what I like about Harvey Elliott, yeah? Do we score any of them? Do we score any of them goals against Brentford if Harvey Elliott doesn't come on? Let me know in the chat. Do we score any of them goals that we scored against Brentford if Harvey Elliott don't come onto the pitch? Harvey Elliott opened everything up. Say the first goal for Darwin Núñez. I know Trent gets the assist. But who was the person who passed the ball to Trent? Who was the person who had the vision and the awareness to play that nice little ball through in between the lines to Trent Alexander-Arnold on the edge of the box for him to cross it? I don't think Szoboszlai would have made that pass. I think Szoboszlai would have tried to shoot. I don't think he would have made that pass. But Harvey's more clued up in that creative sense of the game around the box. Knows I'm going to find that pass into Trent, puts the ball across. Harvey again for the second goal. Gets the ball off Chiesa, runs at the defence. Brentford are pedalling backwards. Harvey's got them where he wants them. Plays the ball over to Darwin. Darwin scores. Harvey's a good little player, guys. He really is. I know he's not everyone's cup of tea. I get it, right? But he's a good footballer. And I look at teams like Arsenal buying Mikel Moreno and going for him all summer. And I'm sitting there going, I was told that Arsenal have a better midfield than Liverpool. I don't know if that's exactly true. I don't know if that's exactly true. Gravenberch and McAllister as a pairing is as good as anything in the league. Szoboszlai in the 10 is as Szoboszlai, Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones. Yeah, they're more creative. It's more creative to me. I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel, but I think it's a more it's a more creative midfield than Arsenal's midfield. I know Thomas Partey, I think, is an excellent player. I think Declan Rice is a good player. I think Odegaard is a little overrated. I don't think he's as good as everyone thinks he is. I don't think Mikel Moreno's all that. I don't think Jorginho's all that. I mean, is there any difference between Endo and Jorginho right now in 2025? I'm being honest here, guys. Is there much difference between Jorginho at Arsenal and Wataru Endo in 2025? For me, there ain't. I don't think there's much difference at all. Yeah, apart from PR and name value, because Jorginho obviously has got more name value than what Wataru Endo's got. But in physically, in 2025, don't think there's much difference. I think Harvey Elliott is a creative player. So, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, the Barcelona comeback was mental, Nelson. It was. So, it's what I'm saying. So, most of you know, are sort of agreeing with me, yeah, about the midfield. So, when I talk about Liverpool having the best squad, in the league, do you see what I'm talking about now? Now, let's go with our forwards. Yeah? Look at our forwards, yeah? Look who we can bring off the bench, you know, to win games of football. One week it was Jota comes off the bench to win a game of football. This week it was Darwin Núñez coming off the bench to win a game of football. We got the best forwards in the league. There's no shadow of doubt about that. You know, it might change with Man City having with Mamouche coming in. I get that. Mamouche and Haaland and Silvinho and Doku. I get that. You can have an argument there. Go for it. But right now, you know, you look at our nearest competitors in Arsenal, they bring on Raheem Sterling, who's finished as a footballer. Literally, he's finished as a footballer. I would argue the only place where Arsenal have better squad depth than Liverpool is at the back in defence. So if Konate and Virgil are fit, I think Konate and Virgil are better than Gabriel and Saliba. But then it's what Arsenal have in spare. Saying that, is it true? Because Calafiori, I don't think's all that. I don't know about you guys in the chat. I just don't think Calafiori is that great. I think Timber's good. But Timber's a first choice fullback. So you got to put Timber up against, you know, our left backs or Trent, wherever he plays, because he plays right back or left back. Zinchenko and Tsimikas. I don't like Tsimikas, but I think Tsimikas is better than Zinchenko. In fact, Arsenal's best left back is Tierney, and they're selling him to Celtic. So, yeah. So I would say Liverpool. I would say Arsenal probably have a bit stronger depth in defence than Liverpool do, but I think Liverpool's first choice back four is just as strong as Arsenal's first choice back four. If we say that, their goalkeeping situation: Alisson Becker and Queven Kelleher. Do I need to mention any more? Like, I don't need to say any more. They're the best two goalkeepers in the Premier League, let alone, you know, Quinn Kelleher is arguably, him and Ortega are arguably the best number twos in Europe. Yeah, not just in the Premier League, in Europe. They're arguably the best number twos in Europe, Ortega and Kelleher. And Alisson Becker is better than everyone. So, depth of goalkeepers. Miles Lewis-Kelly is actually a midfielder. He's a number 8. Arsenal fans hate the fact that he's playing left back because he's meant to be a midfielder. Queven Kelleher is as good as Raya, who's Arsenal's number 1. So when I talk about a squad, in the league, yeah, this is what I'm trying to say. Do you understand what I'm trying to get at now? Right now, in January 2025, Liverpool have the best squad in the Premier League as it stands. You know, that's where it stands right now. We've just gone through it. You lot all in the chat pretty much agreed that our midfield, we need one more body. I think we can all agree with that. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I think we can all agree we need one more midfielder, and I think it shits over everything then. The forward line is the best forward line in the country. It's proven already this season. Defence is good. Maybe Arsenal's got a little bit more depth there, and we got more depth than any other goalkeepers in the league. Yeah. I mean, it's fairly obvious we have the best team in the league. Liverpool 67 says we're a centre-back and the defence a DM injury away from being done. Are we? Do you know that to be true? Like, this is what I'm saying. Do you know that to be true? So if we lose Konate, which we have done, and we still didn't lose any games, and we lose Gravenberch, you think we're over as a team? You don't think we can cope? So if Gravenberch is out for 4 weeks, and we brought Wataru Endo in for Gravenberch with McAllister, Szoboszlai, Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott, and then with the firepower up front, we're still dead. We're done. I don't believe that. I really don't. I personally, that's just me, Liverpool 67. Obviously, you can have your opinion. I'm having mine, and I don't think we'd be done. I don't think we'd be done. I just, yeah, I don't think we'd be done. Like, I think you take anyone's best players out their team, they struggle. Of course they do. Big up Scraps, my man. Big up you. Much love, my man. Yeah, like it's you know, why is it only Liverpool? Why are we the only team that does this? By the way, you take 2 players out of our team and we're dead. But it ain't that the same for most teams, guys. Rodri's missing for Man City. They're not going to win the Premier League this year because Rodri's missing for Man City. Yeah, they fell off a cliff. And they got quality players all over the shop. I mean, that's what I keep saying. No one's perfect. Big up, Scraps. Big up. Much love, man. Six-point lead is not enough. We need 12. What, over Arsenal? Over Arsenal. That's what I'm saying, Russell. That's what Russell, like, that means we got a better squad then, don't it? The 6-point lead. Do you think we need a 12-point lead over Arsenal, the Mighty Reds? You think we need a 12-point lead? Look, guys, you don't have to. You think we need a 12-point lead over Arsenal? You rate Arsenal that highly? Wow. 12 points. I mean, 12 points and the league's finished. Don't get me wrong. You get the league locked up if it's a 12-point lead. I'll get you. I hear you. Maybe you do. Look, to be fair, if we beat Everton in 2 weeks' time in our game in hand, we'll go 9 points clear. That's a lot of points. What have we got? 17 games left of the season? 16 games? Is it 16 games left? That's a lot of points to drop after in 16 games, though. No, that's to be on the safe side. I'll get you. I understand. The thing is, we got to lose games, and Liverpool. It's very hard to beat Liverpool. You know, even Liverpool at their worst, when we had our little mini. I would say just after Christmas and New Year, we had that little run of games where we were drawing games, weren't we? You know, and we were still we were still hard to beat, but we ended up drawing them games. Now, it's very rare that we lose a game of football. I still don't know to this day how we lost 1-0 Tottenham in the League Cup semi-final, first leg. Looking at the way Tottenham play, I have no idea how we lost 1-0 in that game, but we did. I think we're going to smash them at Anfield in a couple of weeks' time, personally. But we lost 1-0 in that game. I still don't know how. You know, we shouldn't have drawn to Man United. We should have beaten Man United. But I think that was our blip. Every team goes through blips where you go for a period of time where, for some reason, things don't work out for you. Things don't work. And we went for a bit of a blip and drew too many games for my liking. I agree with everyone there. You know, the Newcastle draws, the Man United draw, the draw against the loss against Spurs in the League Cup. You know, it's a little mini blip, you could say, but we didn't lose games. And because Arsenal are going through a mini crisis of their own, they're not capitalising on us dropping points. They're just not doing it. They need to... Yeah, they're not really capitalising on the fact that Liverpool dropped points. And that's why I'm saying I think Liverpool will win the league because, you know, Liverpool, I think, will have to go on a massive... Like, Liverpool, for me, it's all in that game in hand for me against Everton. We got Ipswich at home and Bournemouth away before the Everton match, I believe. Ipswich at home, we should win that Ipswich at home game. If we don't beat Ipswich at home, then, yeah, we're going to have some issues. I'm not going to disagree with that. I'm not going to disagree with that. We should be putting Ipswich to bed at home. Really should be. I think the only problem with the Ipswich game is that because City absolutely smashed them to pieces, I think Ipswich are going to come to Liverpool and just play the nastiest low block in the world. And it might be a bit frustrating, but I think we'll get the game won. Because they got that heavy defeat, I think they're just going to go to Anfield and play a really nasty low block where it's just going to be frustrating, but we get the game won towards the end of the match and get the 3 points. Bournemouth away would be difficult. Bournemouth are on fire. Bournemouth a good team. But if we can get 2 wins in our next 2 games against Ipswich and Bournemouth, then if we beat Everton and go 9 points clear, then yeah. Thank you for it, says Jamie. We draw a lot because we're not clinical enough. We've only drawn 5 games. Arsenal have drawn 8. That's the advantage we got over Arsenal right now. They've drawn 8 games. We've drawn 5 and lost 1. I think you're correct about the clinicalness at times. We are not clinical enough. It's mad, though, because we've got 50 goals in the Premier League. I mean, it's totally mad. I think we got like 65 goals in all competitions, 70 goals in all competitions this season. So it's mad like that. But we're not clinical enough, which I agree with, which shows you how good we are as a team. Do you know how mad that is? And I agree. I agree with clinicalness. I've said that all season. We've got to be a little bit more clinical. If we only have 3 chances a game, we've got to score 1 or 2 of them. I absolutely agree with that. But the mad thing about all of it is that I think we've got like 65 goals in all competitions and 50 in the league. Something like that this season already, and it's only January, which tells you we score a lot of goals. So I agree with you there. So I agree with the clinicalness, but we score shitloads of goals still at the same time. It's quite a mad one. It is quite a mad one. I think we got the best defence and got an attack in the league right now. I think we got joint best defence with Nottingham Forest, and we're out on our own for goals scored. So I agree with the clinicalness, though, man. I do. I'm not going to disagree with the clinicalness. But we've got players that are, you know, like Harvey against a low block, secret weapon. I agree. You know, we've got players that haven't played a lot of football, like your Harvey Elliott's. Chiesa in the last 2 games, man. Chiesa in the last 2 games is different gravy. It really is. Different gravy in the last 2 games. You know, when he's come on, I've actually thought Chiesa looks really sharp. Especially off that left-hand side yesterday against Lille. When he came on against Lille yesterday on that left-hand side, attacking the left-hand side of the pitch, cutting in, scoring. Like he almost scored like 2 goals yesterday. I thought Chiesa looked really fresh, looked sharp. He looked quick as well. You know, there's a lot of people chatting about that Chiesa looks slow. I think he looks quick again. He looks nippy. He can go past the player. He's got a shot on him. He's a very good finisher as Chiesa. Chiesa's going to be a weapon for us, man. Chiesa's going to be a weapon for us. He's going to be a nice weapon for us. There's no doubt about it. And this is where the Italian stallion. This is where I talk about the squad sense, guys. You know, you're a Chiesa and a Darwin Núñez can come off the bench here. Now, I know there's a lot of talk about Darwin Núñez, and I'm not a big Darwin Núñez fan. I'm not going to pretend I'm a fan now because he had a good game against Brentford. You also saw the other side of Darwin when he starts games. He's a different player. He starts the game against Lille and looks like dog shit. He comes off the bench and looks good. I think Darwin is... I know he costs a lot of money. He's 85 million quid and it shouldn't be this way. But for me, he's an impact player. Darwin is excellent when he's off the bench. He always has an impact off the bench. And for me, that's Darwin's position now. That's where Darwin needs to play. The only problem is because of Jota's injury. I don't know what the fuck happened to Jota. Because of Jota's injury, you probably got to play Darwin maybe. But I do think Darwin is an impact off the bench more than... That's why I think if Luis Diaz and Cody Gakpo are available, he will still go Gakpo, Diaz, Salah, because Darwin is more impactful than Diaz is off the bench. Or a Cody Gakpo. Maybe Cody can be off the bench, but yeah, that's the only thing there with Jota's injury, which I agree with. Maybe he's got to use Dan's, but I think Dan's is going to go on loan. But yeah, I think Darwin. I think we can all agree Darwin was is good off the bench. Now, I think we need a forward. I'm not going to disagree with anyone here. I'd love Liverpool to get another forward. I think I would sell Jota tomorrow because of his injuries if I could, and I would replace Jota with a striker. Now, there's a lot of attackers we've been linked with in the market. One of them is Jonathan David. Now, I was watching Jonathan David really closely yesterday, and what I got from Jonathan David is that he's a pile of shit. Not good enough. Not good enough. I know he scored the goal and all that, but that's because Tsimikas can't defend for shit. But yeah, he's crap. Nowhere near good enough, man. Nowhere near good enough. Not for Liverpool, anyway. Not for Liverpool. I mean, if people want him, go for it. I just don't think he's a Liverpool player. I think Jonathan David's probably like a West Ham player. You know, I think if I watched him yesterday, I'm like, no, this man's... He's not even quick. I thought he'd be quick. He's not even that good. No, not for me. Not for me. I don't think... if we're going to get anyone for me, it'd be Isaac. Spend all the money in the world on Isaac. Don't give a shit. Spend all the money in the world on Isaac, man. I thought Jonathan David would be quick. He's not quick enough for me. He's not athletic enough for me as a fan of a forward. I'm not like, it's just my opinion, guys. You know, people can like Jonathan David, and I might be wrong here, but for me, I don't see enough in him. I just don't see enough in him. You know, I just don't see enough in him in scraps. I've seen him a couple of times now. I watched him closely against us, but I've watched him a few times now. I've watched him for Canada as well. I just don't. I watch him and I think good player. I'm not going to say he's not. I think we've got better in our team already. Is he an upgrade on anyone in our team? This is why I always look at it. Is he an upgrade on anyone in our team? And I just don't think he is an upgrade on anyone in our team right now. If that makes sense. I'm not. I want players to come in that are an upgrade on what we got. I don't want like for like. You know what I mean? I want an upgrade. So if Diaz is going to go, I want an upgrade on Luis Diaz, like a big upgrade on him. If Cody Gakpo was going to go, I would want a big upgrade on Cody Gakpo. If Salah was going to go, I want an upgrade on Mo Salah, but I don't know who the hell upgrades on Mo Salah, but you know what I mean. If Jota goes, I want an upgrade on Jota. That's a position I'm more looking at. That number 9 position, yeah? So I want an upgrade on Diogo Jota because I think Liverpool. If I'm Liverpool, I'd actually keep Darwin Núñez because he's fitter than Jota and he's more available than Jota, and I think he's an impact off the bench. Yeah, I want a first choice number 9, so I'd let Jota go in the summer, and I'd look for an upgrade on Jota in that 9 area. Now, who's an upgrade in that position? I don't know. For me, it's not Jonathan David. Maybe for me, it's Isaac, obviously. Isaac's the one I'd probably upgrade with because he's a goal scorer like Jota, but probably at a bit higher level, a little bit higher of a level. It's difficult. It's difficult. But I just want upgrades on players we've got, man. That's all. No, Jamrock, I get you, man. No, Jamrock, I had this argument last season, man. I had that argument last season. I don't disagree with you, my friend. Supermendy really going to Arsenal? I don't think so. I think he go Real Madrid, man. I think he's waiting for Real Madrid just to put in. Jamie, you see Ben Doak's goal yesterday? I have not. I didn't even know he scored, to be fair. Osherman, says Bruno. Maybe. Osherman would be a shout. I think you can get Osherman cheaper than Isaac. Is that an upgrade on Jota? What do you think, Bruno? Is Osherman? What do you guys in the chat think? Do you think Osherman is an upgrade on Jota as a player? Gyökeres. Yeah, Gyökeres. Gyökeres looks like one of the informed strikers in the world right now. And the thing with Matt, it's weird where Gyökeres is going to go because Man City have got Haaland on a 10-year contract. They've just bought Marmoush, so he's their second choice forward. I don't think they'll be in for Gyökeres. Arsenal, will they be in for Gyökeres in the summer? Maybe. But I think they want that guy from Leipzig. What's his name? Is it Sesko? I think Arsenal are desperate for him. So I think if they don't get him this January, I think they're going to go into the market in the summer and get Sesko, personally. So if he goes there, Gyökeres could be free. Gyökeres could be free. Maybe Liverpool, you know. João Pedro's there as well if you want to play. João Pedro, right? I like João Pedro. And you know, Drifty loves João Pedro, yeah? I don't think João Pedro's a number 9. I think João Pedro's more of a number 10 shadow striker sort of player. You know, if you're playing 4-4-1-1, you'd play your main striker and then João Pedro just in behind. Or if you're going to play the false 9 game and you have 2 wingers that are inside forwards, and you have the number false 9 in just behind, then that's where João Pedro plays for me. I just don't think he's an out-and-out 9. I don't think he's out-and-out 9. But I'd love him at Liverpool, by the way, João Pedro. I think he would. João Pedro's a good footballer. I think he's a good footballer. So it's going for Gyökeres because of cheap wages, same. Jamrock says, get Sesko and keep Núñez, sell Jota. Yeah, I'd keep Núñez. Sesko, not sure. Russell likes Jonathan David. No, Russell, if you like him, man, that's fairs, man. I think he's crap. I think he's crap. The answer may be a world-class 10, not a 9, says Pat. Big up, Pat. Yeah, I'm with you, Jamrock. I ain't paying the transfer fee that Brighton want for João Pedro. I absolutely agree. It's the same I got with Cunha at Wolves as well. You know, they want 60 million for him. And I'm like, I ain't touching Cunha for 60 million. Yeah, he's been good at Wolves. There's a reason he might be going to Nottingham Forest. So Nottingham Forest, I don't know if people know this. So just before we went live with breaking news, Nottingham Forest apparently put in a club transfer record for Matheus Cunha at Wolves, which is, I think he's level. I watched Cunha at Atletico Madrid. He weren't that great. No one was asking for him at Atletico Madrid. I think he's decent at Wolves. I think he's a good player. Again, I don't think he does anything for us. I don't think Cunha does anything for us, man. I really don't. And Cunha's more of the out-and-out forward more than João Pedro is. You know, João Pedro is more of a number 10, really, in my opinion, than an out-and-out striker. I don't think João Pedro's a striker. I think he should play false 9 in that number 10 role. He's not about goals, really. It's about more of the way he plays. I just like him as a footballer. Cunha, not for me, man. Cunha's not. No, not for me. Not for me. Big up K-Mac in the chat as well. Sorry, K-Mac, I just saw your WhatsApp message, man. I've got to be off in 10 minutes because I've got to do Mo's show as well. So I would do something next week, man. Yeah, it's Alvarez. Yeah, look, Alvarez is a quality player. He would have been perfect. Yeah, Alvarez would have been perfect. But I ask, why didn't we go for Alvarez before he went to Man City? You know, we should have been all over an Alvarez type player. But maybe the club didn't feel like we needed an Alvarez back then. A couple of years ago, maybe they were looking at it and thinking, we just got Cody Gakpo in. We got Luis Diaz. We got Mane at the time, I believe, or was it when he went? Got Salah. You still got Bobby Firmino at the team as well, don't forget, as well. That was before he left, I believe. So, because I think Man City bought Alvarez and then left him on loan, didn't they? And he came the year after or something like that. So, I suppose Liverpool thought they didn't need Alvarez back then. But considering how cheap, didn't City pay like 14 million quid for him? I mean, it's bargain basement stuff for a quality footballer. So, yeah, maybe Liverpool should be looking for someone like him. Yeah, the forward market's a difficult one. The forward market is a very, very difficult one. Yeah, Cunha Forest shows their desire. Yeah, big up Nottingham Forest, man. They're showing they want to stay where they are, and I credit them all in the world, man. But I think Cunha's their level of player, man. I think Cunha's their level of player. Yeah, that's a shout. The healthy protocol. Pedro's Jota 2.0. Great when he plays, but he's injury prone. Great shout, to be fair. He's a very great shout. You got Liam Delap. He looks like he's coming on quite well. Maybe people will, yeah. You know, Liam Delap's a good player. I think Isaac's the number one choice, man. I think if you go to get anyone, the decline of just guys, is it me or does it just show the decline of main strikers in football today? That we're struggling to really find a number 9. Is it just a decline of the number 9 there? Everyone's a right or left winger. If you think of attackers today, if you look at attackers in today's game, all the best attackers are mostly like right or left wingers. They're not really number 9s. The old school number 9s are still there, like your Lewandowskis and your Harry Kanes. They're still balling out, but they're coming to the end of their careers. Especially Lewandowski. I think, was it 25 million, Russell? It's still cheap, ain't it? Big up Lakers in the chat. It just shows, don't it, the decline in the number 9 right now. So maybe we got to go for someone like Jonathan David, even though I don't rate him because, you know, as Russell says, he does score goals, and he'd be very similar to what we got in a Gakpo for me and a Diaz's and stuff like that. But the decline of 9s is crazy out there. The only one I'd go and get 60 million for Ivanovic. I'm not sure about him. He's a bit slow for me. I don't think he would work well in our team. Sesko, maybe. You know, at Leipzig. Every time I watch Sesko play for Leipzig, every time someone shows me a highlight of a goal from Sesko for Leipzig, he has all the time in the world on the pitch. I'm like, is he really that good, though? Like, every time I see Sesko score a goal, it's like he's got no one round him. Like, he's just got open pitch all round him and he scores. Like, is he that good, or is he just playing in a league that everyone plays high lines and you get a lot of time on the ball? So it makes you look better. Remember, Timo Werner looked class for Leipzig. Remember that, guys. You know, is Sesko really that good? Or is it the league he's playing him, flattening him a little bit? I'm not sure. But that's what I'm saying. There's not a lot of great out-and-out strikers out there in the world right now. Opinion's going under the radar. Yeah, he's another one. I wouldn't say again, honestly, that he's top draw, though, would you? But he's one of them players, again, that is very gettable. But is he a massive upgrade on what we got? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I think we could go and get these strike players. Opinia, Sesko, Jonathan David. I think we can go and get them footballers, yeah, and people might be happy about it. The question I'm asking, are they an upgrade on what we've already got in the forward line? There is another one that we haven't mentioned so far, and he's got a lot of interest this January already. It's John Duran. John Duran. Now, is John Duran got a bit of the Darwin Núñez's about him? I know people will go call me crazy here and go, no, Jamie, what are you chatting about? John Duran, when he starts, I don't think he's the same player as when he comes off the bench. When he comes off the bench, John Duran looks amazing. Is he the same sort of player when he starts games? Is John Duran the guy? You know, John Duran, a lot of people like John Duran, man. A lot of people like John Duran. I hear it. He lacks intensity. Yeah, he does lack intensity. Maybe that's why I don't start. I mean, there's got to be a reason why John Duran don't start every week for Aston Villa. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why teams like West Ham are bidding. I apart from Chelsea that one time last year before John Duran got a bit popular, why are no big teams bidding for John Duran? That is I'll ask that question now, guys. Why no big teams bidding for John Duran? Is there something in his game that the big teams might not like? Didn't he have? Yeah, he had an argument with Emery, didn't he, on the training pitch? Feels like Duran's a flash in the pan. There's a reason the big teams are not going. There's a reason teams like West Ham are bidding for him. The same with Cunha. There's a reason Nottingham Forest are bidding for Cunha. I know Arsenal are linked to Cunha as well. I don't think Cunha going to Arsenal does anything for Arsenal scoring goals. I don't think Cunha is that player. Yeah, it's interesting, ain't it? That's why I keep saying I'm all about upgrades, guys. You know me. I'm all about upgrades. We can get all these players in. no problem. But are they upgrading on what we got? If they're not, is there a point of buying them? Is there a point of buying a player if they're not going to be better than what we got? Because for me, that's the whole point of it. That's the whole point of it, man. Upgrades. Yeah, Jayden Danns is a baller. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, Chelsea wanted Duran last year, didn't he? Before he became popular, weren't it? Before he became popular. The Greek striker from Benfica. I wouldn't swap Nunes, K-Mac. I'd keep Nunes. You got to have you big up Aaron and chat. You got to have the reason I keep Nunes is because he has an impact off the bench. He has an impact off the bench. Liverpool 67 says, no player is our level. We're happy with our Deadwood, but then others get them. We start crying. Slot can't improve potential, but he can. What? I'm not quite sure what you mean there, Liverpool 67. I want about getting rid of our Deadwood, my friend, but I want really good upgrades to come in. Again, you can get your Jonathan Davids and all that if you want. You know, I just don't know if they're better than what we got. That's all I'm saying. Everton are looking out. For Melo, big up Everton, man. Yeah, big up Aussie. And talking about Aussie right here, this is Aussie's merch, by the way. It came today. So if anyone was wondering where this is from Oswald, Aussie's clothing website. He actually sent this to me for free as a thank you gift, which I really, really appreciate. It's got great stuff on there as well. Big up Aussie. So if you want to know where all this comes from, this merch comes from Football Talk Podcast, Aussie's channel. Go on Aussie's channel and there's a link to his to his clothing shop, Aussie World. Go and check it out, guys. Go and check it out. It's a good merch there. I thought I'd wear it for him today on the show as well. Promote it a little bit. So go and check him out, guys. Go on Football Talk Podcast. Go on Aussie's channel, Football Talk Podcast. He's got a link to his clothing shop. Go and check it out. Go and check it out, man. Some good stuff on there, yeah. Go and check it out, man. It's good feel as well. It's comfy, man. It's really nice. It's really comfortable, man. Right, guys, I've got to get out of here because I've got to go on Mo's show, but I wanted to show my face because I haven't shown my face on my own channel for a while. Look, we can all agree and disagree. You know my views on stuff, guys. I might be a bit too over passionate. I might be a bit too easy to please. I understand that. I might be like a top red. I get all that sort of stuff. I understand it. But I like our squad. I think right now we have the best squad. Times can change, though. I might go for a losing streak and I might think differently about it. But right now, that's how I feel. And I feel, why not win a Premier League and Champions League double? Why not? I don't think Europe is as strong as it once was. And we should keep going and see what happens. This could be a great year. It could be a shit year. I can't tell the future. But right now, as it stands in 2025, January in 2025, we are top of the league. Well, 6 points with a game in hand. We're the first. We've won 7 games out of 7 in the brand new Champions League format, and have already qualified for that, and only need 1 point to finish top. And by the way, before anyone asks this, I would go strong in our last group game, in our 8th game. Is it Genoa away? I would go strong in our 8th game, and the reason I would go strong in our 8th game is because I don't think anyone's ever going to win 8 out of 8 in the new Champions League format ever again. So let's put a marker down as the only team in the brand new Champions League era to win every single game and finish top. Yeah, let's put a marker down and see if anyone else can ever. It can never be broken. It can only be equalled. Let's be the first team to do it. 8 out of 8 in the Champions League. Let's go for it, man. PSV away. Fuck them up. Let's beat them. Yeah? Let's be shameless here. Let's play shameless here. 8 out of 8, man. 8 out of 8. Put a marker down. Brand new Champions League format, and we fuck them up already. History makers. Let's do it. Why not? Big up to Playbook of Eli. Says it's not Arsenal but it's us drawing a lot. I hear that as well. Draws are a bitch. Draws are a bitch. We have got a cat and draws down, man. But yeah, that's just me being a bit, yeah. Yeah, so Barcelona can still finish top. So I think Slot will play a strong team. Get 8 out of 8. Put a marker down in the history books in the new Champions League group stage. So that's for me, guys. So right now in January 2025, I believe we can win the league and Champions League double. Things might change. I can't tell the future. I can only see the present. And right now in the present, we're the best team in fucking Europe. And on that note,
Rap ruler, you can ask Buddha. Right jab like Sam Zuga. Oh, he's it. Every member on my team is a shooter. Tight like a room, no room for him.
Big up, guys. Much love. This is going to send you to Mo's show, Footy Judge Mo. So redirecting the Footy Judge Mo. When you get there, say Jamie Phillips Raid. Jamie Phillips Raid. So everyone stay where you are. This is going to take you to Footy Judge Mo's channel, where I'm going there as well now. So I'm going to be on Footy Judge Mo's channel. So this is a raid. Go and raid Footy Judge Mo's channel. See you in 5 minutes over there, guys. Bye-bye.